was a vlog of total nonsense, which is usually what I achieve anyway. But, man, you can hear every little patch on this road when I drive down here. Oh well. Today was a day of much busyness. You know, it seems like things glop into one day. You know, I taught a class this morning, which means basically I blabbed on about Microsoft SQL for 3 hours. I'm counting the breaks in there as time off and the half hour that my cohort used for other things about SQL. I was talking about the scripting only, how to put together selects, and Jesus. I had a good audience. They really did try and pay attention. Even when their eyes started to glaze over, they still were trying to pay attention and still were asking good questions. And that's always good. But it's like, I can talk about that topic for 3 freaking hours? That's just not right. It's just wrong. Oh well. But it went okay. Apparently the feedback from the class is good and the students did get something out of it, and so hopefully then I'll be in a class day after tomorrow as part 2 of this project with the people I was teaching today, and we'll all be learning the same thing at the same time, so that'll be interesting. Nonsense. I wanted to talk nonsense. You know why I wanted to talk nonsense? I don't think it's going to happen. Because the world is teetering on the edge of destruction, and I'm just trying to carry out my normal day-to-day activities. It's insane. It really is insane to be awake to what's going on in the world and try and continue your normal day-to-day activities with your normal sense of humor and fun. It's just insanity. It's just, well, it's something. It's something. And even though the Olympics are going on and I am watching some of that, I don't watch all the sporting events all the time, because a lot of the sporting events I would kind of be interested in aren't televised much. Archery isn't televised much. Badminton, no. But watching the gymnasts was very neat last night. But it's still not distracting me from reality. And I guess that's a good thing when you look at it in the general scheme of the fact that, let's put it this way. Let me think of a state. I think we can think of a state that has this situation. Okay, let's say in Illinois, on the Mississippi, we have what's called the Quad Cities. Some cities are in Illinois and some are not. Let's say the Quad Cities were really their own territory. Okay? The Quad Cities, as an example, they are their own territory. They're not in Illinois anymore. They're not in Iowa anymore. They are the Quad Cities. Okay. Quad cities among themselves start talking, wait, well, we really should just have an independent state with our own government and our own president and all that stuff. We should just call it a day and just be the Quad cities and be done with it. Meanwhile, some other people in the Quad cities are saying, you know what, though? I kind of wish we were back in Iowa where we were. Okay. Or back in Illinois. So the temperature on the independence talk heats up to the point where Illinois gets wind of it. And Illinois attacks the Quad cities. Iowa gets wind of that and attacks Illinois. This is what's happening in Georgia and Russia, people. This is almost the exact situation. Quad Cities on the border between Illinois and Iowa. Okay? They're independent, not part of either state. They start talking about being more independent and really just breaking away from all of it. Illinois gets wind of it, attacks Quad Cities. Because Illinois attacks the Quad Cities, Iowa attacks Illinois. There's your comparison. Now, it's the president of Georgia that pushed the button, I think, the go button on attacking Ossetia. But it is the president of Russia who pressed the button to attack Georgia. Now here's where it gets really funky. Iowa and Illinois are trade partners. Now, Iowa is siding with the Quad Cities against Illinois. This is how ridiculous this could sound, but take the comparison for what it's worth. So that's going on. That lit up right after Western China lit up with another enclave area that wants to be independent of China in Western China. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we have countless, I really don't know the number, of warships, submarines, aircraft carriers, ancillary ships heading toward the Gulf and Indian Ocean area. There's also troop movement, interestingly enough, with the Georgian campaign. We have been fighting hand in hand with Georgian soldiers in Iraq. Georgia is our ally in Iraq, and they have sent their own people to fight with us in Iraq. So the news came out that we were taking all the Georgian fighters that were in Iraq and bringing them back home to Georgia because Russia attacked. How many nuclear powers can you count so far involved? I'm not even talking about the other ones. I'm just talking about the United States and Russia. Just that dynamic makes me warm in all the wrong ways all over.